Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the review realm once again. We have an album review for you that we were very apprehensive about. We're going to get to it in just a sec. I'm John, and of course, joining me as always for the review realm, Sam, the SLB.
Yeah, and this review will not be our legacy, I'll tell you that much, John.
It certainly will not, but the legacy that we will be talking about is, yeah, like we said, we're going to get into it, of course, but we are talking about the 10th album, exactly 19 years, I believe, to the date of their first album. We are talking about Five Finger Death Punch and their new album, Legacy. Oh boy.
So I want to start in before I we got going. I've seen Five Finger Death Punch a handful of times, like 3 or 4 times. Never cared for them live, so I've actually never listened to a full album, if not even a single. I think so. This was actually my first studio experience with the band.
Oh my. Okay, this will be quite interesting yet though. The same thing for me, Sam. I've seen Five Finger Death Punch at least a handful of times. And the channel has covered this album about 11 years since the review room covered Got Your Six. If you haven't seen that, please go check it out here. And I was pretty nice on that album review, I will say. A lot nicer than I remembered I was. And honestly, Sam, their debut album, The Way of the Fist, is actually, I think, is great. Very solid debut album in 2008 or so. The follow up to that, War is the Answer, was decent too. After that, they really fell off for me. And Legacy is just to check in to see how they're doing. And the reason I said that we were apprehensive about this is because I feel like we know what to expect with this band. And honestly, Sam, I thought this album was not good. I'm not going to be nice with this one.
All right, so first I'm going to start off by saying, if you're a Five Finger Death Punch fan, please tell us while we're wrong in the comments. I'm curious to hear everyone's thoughts on this one. We can take it. We're big boys. But yeah, I did not care for this. I guess essentially my notes summarize this as an unnecessarily heavy soil work album. Because there were definitely times in this album where they had this melodic sound and I heard soil work. But I'm like, if I wanted to listen to soil work, I'd listen to soil work. But it was like the choruses, they weren't great.
I feel that's very generous, Sam, because Soilwork, I would not think of them um, at
I
all
think it's
in
that
terms of
melodic
this.
death metal sound I'm thinking that they
But
have.
the problem that I've had with Five Finger Death Punch is not only is the just I feel like just a lot of metal bands do this. It's not just them, just constant swearing. I don't like that. I've said it. I said it in Got Your Six album review. I think it's not creative. I don't like when bands do it. Granted, they don't swear on every song on this album, so
It ends on one though.
they certainly do, which we'll get to. With this album, it just felt lifeless. It felt generic, and it felt like every song had pretty much the same structure to it.
Hmm. Yeah. One of the things that I wanna make clear is I'm willing to give a lot of people, chances and whatnot. Did not care for Ivan Moody's vocals on this. It's not a knock on the dude himself. I just did not. It didn't. I wasn't because you listen to some other bands like Pantera, or you might listen to again Soilwork. You're like, all right, I'm really into this, and Ivan's just I don't know what it is. Did not do it for me at all.
It seems like the vocals have gotten a little different from him for him since I last heard them. Let's just dive right into the singles really quick. We had several on this album. We had "The Oppressor Lieber," which means to feel oppressed. I think it's the motto of the Green Berets.
Hmm.
Again, it just felt super generic, like nothing has changed. And Eye of the Storm is kind of the same thing. Like I mean, at
Hmm.
least they're consistent, but this shit all sounds the same to me.
Yeah, actually, the notes I have for Dia Pressa Libre was unnecessarily over aggressive sounding track.
I think Eye of the Storm was, like I said, just the same thing. And at
Mhm.
least Nails in the Coffin, it felt a little bit different than it's probably the standout of the three. But geez, every I know this is how most songs work for the most part. Every line of the chorus ends with the title of the song. It's like it's every song. Like I get that that's a way a song like songs are mostly structured and how you get the name of them, but
Mhm.
literally the same. It's like copy and paste on this album from track to track.
Yeah. I will say, I think honestly, I didn't even write notes for jokes on me or Everybody Lies. I was just like, all right. Um, in Time, I think was the mellow track. I had that. I thought a post grungy
Mhm.
sound to it. And I'm like, all right, this I could probably have on. Like it sounded like the most different song on this whole album.
In Time, yeah, probably it feels a little bit different just being easygoing. It felt like it ended really abruptly
Hmm.
on that one, and it felt like this album, the production on it is not bad. Like, I think Better
Hmm.
Noise Music produced this. It doesn't sound awful, but
Hmm.
damn, it feels like the longest 36 minutes of my life. And that's not a long album, Sam.
No, no, that was the thing. It's one of the short albums we've reviewed this year. It definitely felt longer than 36 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just not. I'm not trying to be. I can't be as nice as I was before because this is album number 10, and it's just been the same stuff. Since probably the third or fourth album of theirs. It just is lifeless.
What I was gonna say, yes, I agree with you. I literally my first note for the opening track, I put exactly what I expect from my first listen to an actual Five Finger Death Punch song.
Oh, geez, but and even the last song. By the time I got to Scapegoat, I said, "Good lord, it's the same song again," and it's probably the most catchy of the album. And then it just it just ends with that random "fu" at the end, and I said, "You really had to throw that in there?"
Yeah, I once this one was done, I was just like, I'm good. I don't need to revisit this again. However, I will put a challenge if there are any Five Finger Death Punch fans who do watch this video and disagree, and you think there's an album I should listen to because I've never experienced them before. And John, I know you said the first two, but if you all have one, send them my way. I will more than happy have a discussion with John on another one of these to prove me wrong.
Please let us know in the comments below why we are wrong constructively. Constructively, of course. And anything else, we'll probably just laugh at it. But that's our thoughts on the legacy that Five Finger Death Punch is apparently leaving behind. Thanks for joining us. Leave us some comments below. And as always, do not forget to join the Bedlam.